In early 2024, during an appearance on the Italian talk show Che Tempo Che Fa, Pope Francis made headlines with a bold and unexpected remark. He said he hoped that hell is empty.
A me piace pensare l'inferno vuoto. È un piacere. Spero che sia realtà. Ma è un piacere.
The comment, viewed more than 42 million times on Catholic News Service's X account alone, reignited a centuries-old debate over who, if anyone, ends up in hell. It's a question that some Catholic scholars say feels more urgent today than ever. Among them is theologian Jordan Daniel Wood. In a 2024 live-stream debate at the Catholic University of America, Wood defended universalism, the belief that, in the end, all will be saved.
If hell is an absolute counterpoint, an eternal tragedy, a shadow set over against God's plan, his word is void, at least insofar as hell is just as eternal and absolute as heaven.
And in a February 2025 lecture to students and seminarians at Mount St. Mary's University, he argued that the Church's principles of doctrinal development could allow for a radical reinterpretation of hell, not as eternal punishment, but as something temporary and ultimately restorative.
These are all invitations, and they wanted this to be brought forth because they thought lots of people wanted to hear about it, right? And I get a lot of that with podcasts, interviews, YouTube channels, speaking at events, long correspondences on the side in private. There's just a lot of ground level interest, groundswell.
Critics argue that the growing acceptance of universalism undermines the seriousness of human choices and puts souls at risk. That's why Monsignor Charles Pope says he wrote The Hell There Is, an exploration of an often rejected doctrine of the Church, a book he released in March.
What fundamentally this creates is a kind of a lack of urgency in the Church. There's very little interest in really bringing in converts to save their souls. It's just let's keep the membership numbers up. It's not a lively sense that that Jesus had, which is that our souls are in real bad trouble. I mean, really bad trouble, and he needs us to open the door. He's knocking at the door, and he needs us to open the door, or we may be lost.
Another 2025 book, Not a Hope in Hell, defends the doctrine of eternal damnation. Its author, Dominican Father James Dominic Rooney, told Catholic News Service that Universalist claims of guaranteed salvation for all are heretical and incompatible with Catholic theology.
There are upper-level kind of pastoral questions here, which is the nature of salvation, the nature of God. There's a real serious problem, I think, with this view because it's a kind of spiritual presumption. And I think it does undermine our reasons to evangelize people. I don't think we need to be scared of ourselves or people going to hell. I don't mean that. But I think that, the possibility of sin, the need for redemption, if you don't really think those things exist, then that's going to undermine a lot.
While the Catechism of the Catholic Church compares hell to an eternal fire of everlasting punishment, Universalist theologians respond that doctrinal development has already reshaped how such affirmations are understood.
Part of what we're trying to show is just how much Universalist theology has already shaped the tradition. But because it has not taken that final step, we find ourselves in a state like any moving historical tradition will find itself, where there are growing pains, where things just don't quite fit. And that will create felt tensions in the experience of believers, but also in the minds of theologians. That's not a bad thing. That's just what it means to be a tradition on the move, growing into the mind of Christ. Pope Francis told theologians, your job is to go further, the magisterium will stop you. And so we are daring to go further, following the magisterium's own call.